Hello, my name is Ethan, and welcome back to another episode of Path of Exile Ultimatum League 3.14. In this episode, I'm going to be showcasing a physical and chaos minions base damage for poison build theory crafting. So we're comparing a ton of physical and chaos minions, but flashbang warning. I gave you the warning, man. Alright, here we go. Boom. Alright, we have all the physical and chaos minions that I wanted. I didn't fuck Herald of Agony. Poison build theory crafting. So we have level 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 breakdowns. Each minion: carry-on, zombie, skeleton, stone golem, animate weapon, herald of purity, holy relic, and chaos golem. These numbers are the attack speed, their attack rate. So 0.67 on a zombie slam, and they have 15% more damage on a zombie slam. There's a lot of interesting numbers involved in this. Take this with a grain of salt, and I'll try to explain it as best as I can, because it gets a little bit complicated later where it's hard to compare things because they're completely different minions and different scaling and everything. So we start from the foundation, the base. Let's compare. We have carry-on golems, and from our spreadsheet we had 240 damage, base damage at level 20. Then zombies do 549.7. This is with the 15% more. So on a zombie slam, they actually do 15% more damage than their default attack, but their attack speed's only 0.67 from the 0.8 that they have on like a normal attack. And yeah, you can see that then the carry-on golem has 2.59 attack speed, and the zombie's less than 1 attack per second. But it's AoE. Then you have the skeletons with 1.25 attacks per second, 486. Stone Golem Slam is 0.8, and it does 1,784 damage, which, to explain, so you know how the zombies have a 15% more? Stone Golems do 2 times more, 100% more. I didn't know that before. I didn't realize, but yeah, it has a double damage effectiveness scaling on it. Then we have 1.48 attacks per second for an animate weapon with 212 base damage. Herald of Purity, 0.81 attacks per second with the slam. This is their slam, and it's 1422. Very high damage. Then we have Holy Relic, which can cast its spell 3 times a second, has a 0.33 cooldown. So 1496 in the Holy Nova spell. And then Chaos Golem is 597, and it says its attacks or its spell cast speed is very slow, and it technically has a cooldown on the cascade anyways, so you would have to lower the cooldown. It's kind of like lowering the cooldown on Stone Golem, Chaos Golem, and Zombie. These have cooldown issues, so it's not exactly correct. And then when I scaled them up to 225, how much they do, and at 40, how much they do. So the scaling is pretty similar across the board. If you notice, AoE zombie, then the skellies is technically similar. We'll do the DPS. I had to add this in. I added in the Herald of Agony. Originally I went, where's Herald of Agony? Fuck proc shields. But I have to add it for the context, for the information, because I think a lot of people would immediately go, where is it? What's going on? We want to know. Who cares that you don't like it? We want to know. True. So, Herald of Agony, level 20, 644. But I need to add this. Its damage is mostly based on virulence. You get virulence stacks from poisoning the enemy, and you can self-poison with the golden rule. And so it's a little bit easier to stack the virulence because you get twice as much poison. And then, yeah, so it gets increased damage per virulence, attack speed per virulence, and added physical damage per virulence. So most of its damage is virulence. You have to get the stacks. And it changes, all of these numbers change every level of the gem. Whoops. And so I calculated it at level 20 to 40 without virulence to show you the numbers. And to be honest, it's not that bad, right? It isn't that bad for no virulence. And then we know that it'll get increased damage, attack speed, and added physical damage, which added physical damage is gigantic for poison. Attack speed, good for poison. Increased damage, good for poison. Ooh, uh-oh, oh no. So, Herald of Agony, level 20, without Varel, well, let me just, okay. So, Herald of Agony at level 20 with 40 virulence is 11,242 damage. If you look at any of these other numbers, there's not a single one that is that insane. What the fuck? So if you get 40 virulence, your Herald of Agony is pumping out the deeps. Even comparing against having 4 at level 20, and 4, and 7, and 6, this one Herald of Agony is pumping out deeps. Okay. 25, 30, whoa, that damage increase. 35, and then 40. So Herald of Agony DPS, because it's attack speed, it gets attack speed per virulence. So now you have to calculate, this was just the base hit. This is the actual DPS, because it gets attack speed. So then it goes to 18,998. This was their DPS, remember? So this was like best case scenario. Now, oh my god, Herald of Agony is insane. 19,000 damage, level 20 with just the virulence stacks. Nothing. What? 25? It goes up to 42,000. It has a 2 attack speed because of the virulence stacks. And then 30, still 2 attack speed. At 35, it went up even more. So it's 2.31 attack speed. And then 40, still 2.31. So the Herald of Agony at level 31 gets 5% attack speed instead of 4. And that's a lot. That's one, like, if you think about it, that's 25% more attack speed from the virulence stacks just by getting it to 31. So I think 31 is your goal for the Herald of Agony. That's the level you want to get the Herald of Agony to for the biggest, like, massive, just like Carrion Golem getting 30. 31 is the sweet spot for Herald of Agony. At 34, it has an extra increased damage from, like, 12 to 13 or 11 to 12. It's not as big of a difference, where 31 for the attack speed is huge. And then it has massive added physical damage, attack speed, and increased damage. Herald of Agony looks completely bonkers. So yeah, I have to add this in here, and let me know what you guys think, and let me know if which one you think I should be going. Yep. Thank you guys. Enjoy the rest of the video. Yes, instead. So I calculated their attack speed times the base damage, and at level 20 we have 621 on Carrion, 368 on zombies, 607 on Skelly. So Skelly and Carrion are similar. Stone Golem is 1427, but it has a long cooldown, right? 4-second cooldown. Animate Weapon is only 313, but you can have 14 of them. Herald of Purity is 1151.82, which Herald of Purity has a more physical damage multiplier for just leveling the gem, so it gets really silly. Herald of Purity is pretty insane. And it also has a Crusade Slam, which is 6-second cooldown, which is double damage, but it has a 6-second cooldown, so there's that. And then the Holy Relic, because you can cast it 3 times a second, has 4,000 damage. Holy Relic is insane, but you can only have one. You could get a second one with the helmet, but that takes a prophecy and a helmet, and I told you it's kind of complicated to compare these things right off the bat. I'm starting from the base, the foundation, and then Chaos Golem, because of its terrible cast speed, it technically only has 167, but honestly, the base damage of this spell is really high if you look at it. It's as high as a Zombie Slam, it's higher than the Skellies, it's not as high as a Stone Golem, so that's a very good comparison there, besides the attack speed and cast speed and whatever. The fact that the base damage is a third, yeah, that's really crazy. Stone Golems look insane, dude. Stone Golems look insane. Oh my god. And then I have it here where I figured that the base amount that you get from the game. So just a level 20 zombie gives you 6 zombies. A level 20 skeleton gives you 7 skeletons. Level 20 animate weapon is 14 animate weapons, and you get 4 Herald of Purities. So then I calculated the DPS at level 20 with in mind that you have more than one, because with Carrion and Chaos and Stone, you technically would need the skill tree or Elementalist or Golem Jewels, maybe even Primordial, the Clay Shapers, or even a Primordial Chain to get more Golems, whereas Zombie, Skelly, and Animate Weapon get them through levels also. So yeah, 6 zombies turns this into 2,208 DPS with the slams. Obviously cooldown will mess it up a little bit. And then Skelly DPS, this is single target, 4,249. Then the animate weapon, if the 313 didn't seem very good, but when you have 14 of them, it's actually quite a lot of damage, 4,300. But yeah, raising 14 animate weapons feels fucking terrible. And then yeah, Herald of Purity, even with its bad attack speed on the slam, it doesn't have a cooldown on the slam. And yeah, it does 4,607, which is disgusting damage, and it scales extremely well with levels. As you can see, it got up to 8,000, more than the stone. And then yeah, the Holy Relic was some good damage. It holds up against having more of the other ones. As you can see, if you could cast the Holy Relic's skill 3 times a second, this looks really insane. Which is just attacking enemies, and then it causes the Holy Relic to kill. So you're a minion build, but technically you're an attack build. Cool. And then yeah, Chaos Golem. Then for fun, I included what would it look like if you had the passive tree. So this is Elementalist, so your Ascendancy, and the points on the skill tree to get extra. So you could use the point on the skill tree called Golem Commander to get an extra Golem, and you can also use the 2 Elementalist Ascendancies to get 4 Carrion Golems, and it technically would be 2486 DPS. You can grab Lord of the Dead and Death Attunement for 2 more zombies, so this gets you to 2,944. You can get an extra 2 Skellies the same way, 5,463, and you can get 4 Stone Golems for 5,708 damage. I obviously don't really recommend doing Elementalist for the Carrion Golems, but just showing early what something to think about, I guess, is more of them, and then how this looks compared to the other ones. And then I included the jewels, so you'd have 6, and it's 3,729, it's 8,562. Then I went Primordial Chain with the Stone Golem, so you'd have 9 Stone Golems with 35% less damage, and it's 8,347, so it's the same damage as having 6, basically, but you have 9 of them, which, if we're doing poison stacking, and then also stacking the Withering Touch to stack the Wither stacks, because if you don't know, we want Wither, which can increase the chaos damage the enemy takes, which will increase the poison damage, and that's really cool. This is insane, right? So the main things that we're clearly seeing is that you could use Carrion Golem for its quality of life. Awesome, it feels like a Carrion Golem, and then you can scale it with our level scaling and not going an Elementalist, so you don't go for the maximum amount of them, but it's pretty strong. And the alternative is also going Elementalist Stone Golems, because it has double damage on the slam, which is ridiculous base physical damage for poison. This also looks insane. This is the best minion for bleed, probably, because of how slow it attacks and how much base damage it has. This is disgusting for bleeds. So my idea of like a 1 Stone Golem bleed build actually looks hilarious, even more. And skeletons are really strong, as we knew, and zombies are competitive with skeletons, but then you're a zombie build, so you'd rather be like Carrion Golems over zombie because of how the AI feels better. And then if you just want pure deeps, like the most bullshit, insane, it does double damage. Double damage. Stone Golem's pretty fucking good, dude. And then it turns out that Herald of Purity is sleeper OP because not only is it already doing really good damage, and it has damage scaling with levels with more physical damage, and it has really good base physical damage, and it's AoE. That also has the 6-second cooldown slam that does double damage, just like a carry-on. I mean, just like a Stone Golem, and that's absolutely ridiculous. And then I thought of also this Holy Relic spell is physical damage, so it can apply poison, and so we could actually do a Holy Relic build where we have 2 Holy Relics with the Geoffrey's helmet, and you could make a Holy Relic build, and it seems pretty competitive because of how much damage it does. It just does. It's insane. These numbers are bonkers. They stand out to me. And look at the scaling. 4,700, 4,700, and then 6,000, dude. The scaling on Holy Relic is also insane. And then it has there's more benefits too. So Carry-On Golem's benefits is more damage and the movement and all that other stuff, and like size and AoE. Zombie is AoE, damage, attack speed, like weird stuff, mostly AoE. Skeleton, you can get more of them. You get more zombies too. You get more skellies, you get more damage, and life, obviously with levels. The Stone Golem gives you more regen, which is insane, and it has a built-in taunt for free. The Slam taunts. Animate weapon, you get more animate weapons and more base added physical damage, which is cool. But then it could become a problem because at level 40 it has 24 animate weapons, and dude, you're not raising 24 animate weapons. It's fucked. So then Herald of Purity, I told you it gets the more physical damage per level on top of the regular scaling. It's insane, and it doesn't increase the mana cost, the mana reserve, which is really bonkers. And Holy Relic, it'll increase the regen as well. So you have like 2 things that it'll increase the regen. And that's my overall. I don't want to stretch this out any further. This is my overall comparisons of the different things. People were curious about what I would choose and why I would choose it, and the numbers and everything. So then maybe you guys can also input your information to me of what you think about all this and which one I should go. And maybe comment in the comment section below, which one I should go. Have your input, and I read all the comments. I look forward to them. Obviously, there's way more stuff to keep in mind, like Herald, Baron, strength stacking, more zombies from gear. There's the levels, and then the extra golems, and how it has a physical tag, and there's all this extra benefits here, and the golem scaling, and the feeding frenzy, and from the primordial might, and all that shit. It's really neat and interesting and unique. Zombie is Baron, strength stacking. Skeleton can be has some really cool clusters for chaos scaling, which could be cool for phys as extra chaos for poison. The Stone Golems just is fucking bonkers base stats, so it looks like Stone Golem is the way to go. Looks bonkers. And then Herald of Purity is sleeper OP, but you have to attack enemies to spawn the Herald of Purities. And same thing with the Holy Relic, you have to attack to do the damage. So these are kind of like very unlike what we've normally been doing, but the numbers are there that they're worth it. They seem to be worth it based on what I have here. So either way, I'm interested to see what you guys say about this. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for hanging out. And now I'm going to take this opportunity to thank my Patreon, my YouTube members who financially support the channel. I can't do this without you guys, so thank you guys for all the support. And thank you to anyone new who joins the Patreon or the YouTube members today. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye!